All right, folks, what I want to do here is just a quick tutorial on the Provia app. A couple quick tips that could just make life a little easier for you while you're in the home. I just want to guide you through a few of these. When you click down here on the doors and you go into the entry doors, a couple of things come up for you there. The entry door designer, brochures and videos, photo galleries. Just want to make sure you guys are, again, familiar where all the stuff is housed. Your brochure there for the entry doors is at the very top. And then all of your different videos are listed there. You click on them, you're able to show them to your customer. Also, all your sliding vinyl patio doors for your markets that are selling the Provia product. That designer is here at the bottom. And if you just wanted to look at storm doors, which we don't do unless we do with an entry door, that is there as well. Okay. Also want to take you back out here, point out that this little house with the hammer is where all of your different jobs are housed, right? Just want to make sure that you guys are all aware that you want to make, once you design a door, you want to scroll down for the price, because a lot of times the price down here at the bottom may be different from what you're seeing here at the top. The top, you have the price of just the entry door, but if you, in this case, like if you built a storm door with it, that price is listed separately, and then you have the price down here at the bottom for the total amount. Again, remember that's your 1 year price. That doesn't have the information yet for your admin fee. That you will put then over in to Leap, and then that will calculate there once you put it in there, right? So just going back here, a couple of things to take note of when you're first building a door. What you want to do is make sure that you're setting yourself up right, because again, there's over 2 million different ways of doing these doors in Provia. You want to make sure that you're narrowing down your selections correctly. So the first thing I'd like to do is just go right into the unit here and make sure that I have exactly what I need, right? If it's a single entry door, if it's a French entry door, if I have a patio double, which is also known as a faux French or also known as a swinging patio door, that would be there. And then patio door triples are in there as well. If I'm doing an entry door with side lights, obviously those are all there, hinge side, knob side, and then on both sides, right? And if I'm adding a transom, I can do that there as well. All of these things obviously are going to be subject to whatever it is that you have there at the home. But there are some other options here with 2 light transoms, 3 light transoms, and etc., right? Make sure that if when you're building these doors, that you get the frame type right. This is very important. Any outswing door must have a Permatech frame. And the easiest way to keep that in check is to just look right underneath it here. You can see that both of these options, whether it's left-hand outswing or right-hand outswing, are right under the Permatech. If it's going to be an in-swing door, it's okay to be the frame saver. But again, just to be clear, if it's outswing, it must be Permatech. Otherwise, it does void the warranty on the frame, and that's not what we want to give our customers, right? So put a cap on it. Outdoor or outswing, always Permatech. In-swing can either be Permatech, but doesn't have to be. Can just go with the frame saver, okay? And if I needed to add a storm door, that button is there. Now, once I've picked out the system that I want to be able to then make sure that my sizing is correct. This is probably the most important step to make sure that your commissions are right, that your jobs don't go on hold, and that your job doesn't get adjusted by the install tech, right? This little blue button down here at the bottom, right now we have a question mark, a blue question mark. If we click on that, you see here that we have a couple things that still need to be answered before it can give us a price. Wants to know the door operations, the shoe mold finish. What I want to point out here is the sizing, right? And so there's a lot of different sizing specs in here for the door that I'm building. The ones that I am mostly focused on during this step is just the overall unit size of the unit, right? And the rough opening size. So I've got to make sure that whatever I build fits into the rough opening space of the measurements I took during the inspection. And that is my goal here, right? Again, not always here in this case, for example, it says this has a 14-inch side light, but sometimes what manufacturers do is they extend the mullions and their frames are a little bit different. So what I'm trying to get at here is just because you have a 12-inch side light or a 14-inch side light now doesn't mean that you'll necessarily have that when you go build it with the Provia system. It may be slightly different. The other important measurement that I like to point out here is at the bottom, the frame depth of this unit, right? So it all automatically defaults to 4 9/16. Again, these can all be adjusted, right? And you want to do that before you start building your door. Again, if I needed to adjust the frame depth, I would just go in here, I'd back this out, and if I had a 6.5-inch frame, I could just type in 6.5 inches, and then I would hit update, and again, that would give me the new value that I need, and I would hit done. If I needed a different height door, that would all be there, and the actual door slabs would be right above it, right? So again, make sure that you get this part of it correct before you start building, because the last thing you want to do is build a door and then find out that because the size is different, you can't do it anymore. All right, guys, and for the wind load rated branches that are in areas where that are hurricane prone and are selling wind load rated and impact resistant products, be sure to navigate over here to the options tab as your next step, and then select here what type of door that you're going to build. So again, you have the impact rated here, you have the wind load rated, and then if you have the no special certifications, you would click that only if you're doing something that is going to be like a door between a garage and a kitchen that needs to be fire rated. So if we can sell fire rated doors in our impact areas, but you'd have to select the no special certifications, okay? So just navigating through here, again, making sure that all of our sizing is the way we want it. I also wanted to just point out here at the bottom where you have mullion adjustments. In this case, we have a door with 2 side lights here, right? And these mullions in between these 2 side lights can be spread. Now, I wouldn't recommend spreading them any more than maybe 3 inches, because then it would just start to look kind of odd and bulky there. But in cases where you have like a custom size, you don't necessarily need to customize your door or customize your side lights. You could definitely spread the mullions if you need to go out a little further to make that room. So I just wanted to kind of point that out to you there. Again, these are all things that you can do and should do prior to going in and really doing the design aspect of it. Once you get those things in there, then it's okay to then go through and pick out your styles, whether it's going to be a Signet door or legacy steel. You've got obviously your smooth and then your textured stuff there. And then there's a bunch of different options in terms of what you can choose for doors. I will point out that there are some new styles in the Provia app under the Signet fiberglass systems, which I thought were pretty cool. If you go into some of these, like let's say the Signet fiberglass smooth, you see that there are some new styles with what they call simulated divided panels. And these are new for this year. They're pretty cool. You can kind of see them there. And they offer just another variety. I believe you can get these in some of the other styles as well. Let me just look here. Mahogany fiberglass, oak fiberglass. And it may just be that it's available in the smooth. Just want to make sure here. Cherry, yeah. So again, if you're going into the smooth fiberglass there, you go in and you look at it there, you do have some of these simulated divided panels that are now available to you, which is pretty cool. Here you see some of the bottom ones there, and really just being able to give the customer something different, something that is a little more exciting. You start to add color to this stuff, it starts to come to life, right? Even if you go with one of these new colors here, you start to see everything come to life. Now, One of the suggestions I would make is that if you're going to go out to the front of the home with the customer, take the samples with you, obviously, and be the design consultant, be the sales professional. A lot of times, what you can do is take maybe from either an accent color on the outside, which might be an accent trim paint, or even like the color in the mortar of the brick, and pull that in, right? You can pull that in and kind of do something nice when it comes to going around maybe the door, right? So let's say they pick something like this, but they have something in the mortar or in the brick that has this color in it. Again, you would leave the exterior of it something like that, or let's say here the exterior inside colors, outside colors. Let's say you went with one of these new like Arctic blues. And then when you go outside and look, you might be able to take and pull in like an eggshell for the exterior there on the cladding, or maybe even like a cafe cream or something like the clay. Again, something that's going to kind of bring something from the outside of the house in. A lot of times customers want to go with something that's the same color, and that's fine. But again, as the sales consultant and the professional, you can always make suggestions and anything to get them to love what you're doing. So down here, when it talks about these caulking tubes and stuff, you don't have to select anything there. And anything that's preset here, like shipping and cladding, just leave that loose on the unit, whatever it's kind of preset to, okay? Now, when you do go into the glass packages, now this one isn't going to give me any glass packages that are decorative, but if I go back out here to the style and I pick out a different style, I'm sure I can get some different decorative glass packages, right? Let's go with the 440. So I pick the glass, I go into the decorative here. Just another pro tip here is just so you guys are doing this, make sure that you play the video here of whatever one of these glass packages that you choose, right? So playing the video gives them the amount of obscurity and visibility, the privacy rating, and it just gives them a real live video of it in a home, and you can always notice something on the outside going by. So it gives them a sense of how private the glass really is. And then obviously you'd keep going here. You'd build it with the hardware that you need, and you pick your casing here, your 2.5-inch colonial or your 3.5-inch colonial. You also have some special order ones here, and so you can go through those as well if need be. Okay, and if you go down at the bottom here, one of the things that people ask very often is like, Lou, what is this? I'll point out that the shoe mold is something that needs to be done in order to get a price, right? So you can go ahead and match the color, whatever you want to do here. Let's just go with a white shoe mold. And then the base blocks are where you'll know if you need a base block when you see one, right? Because on the interior, where the casing meets the baseboard on the floor, there's typically a base block there, and you'll see it, and you'll want to, if there's one present, you'll want to put one in, as it will, cover up the paint lines, okay? The back bands is something that you really need to worry about, and then, you go through your different options. Here, your threshold, signets come standard with the bronze. If they don't want the bronze, you can select the mill. It does come with the ball bearing hinges. It's already pre-selected for a satin nickel to match the hardware. And some decorative hinge pins if you want them, right? You got the ball for the top or the steeple. You could also override these hinges in some cases. People like to sell them with 4, right? In terms of an installation kit, you don't have to select anything there. We will provide that, all right? So once I get through all of that, I see that I still have some selections I need to make, so to be able to get a price, right? So if I go back out here and go on my question mark, obviously I forgot to do the door operation, something that I should have done at the very beginning, but I can still go back and change that. Go back down here, and then I'll pick the door operation, right? So there it goes. Now you've noticed that I have the price showing here, but in the home, you have the option of either going with the price or not. If you go into your pricing here, it will show you the different breakdowns for what it is, and I can just toggle that off, and now I can continue to build without the price showing. So that's a matter of preference. Some people like to show it while they're building, some people don't. There's where you can make that selection. All right. Be sure every time then, when you go to do these and you go to finalize, you're going to put in last name, comma, first name. So we'll just say, John, or comma, last name Doe, comma, John, just as an example here. And then the unit name will always be wherever that door is. So if it's in the front of the home, you would say front entry system, right? Back of the home, back entry system, etc. So front entry system on that, hit save. Once you save it, it will come up on the side for you. Looks like I had another John Doe in there, so it added that one for me. And then, you guys all know what to do from here, right? You would upload the quote. Once you upload the quote, you get the confirmation, put in the entry link number, send that over to either Felix or Sales Pro, otherwise known as Leap, and then you're able to add your admin fees and go about putting together your project summary and delivering the price right to the customer. All right, and the last thing I want to show you here is just when you go into entry doors, and if you're having any troubles like putting together a door, don't know where to start, your customer doesn't have an idea of what they want, this little option here under entry doors where it says photo gallery is really nice. You can pick any one of these, the Signet or the Legacy. You can go in here and you can see the different units, right? If you like that unit, if the customer likes it, they see it on a house as an example, you can just click on design, it'll take you right there. But here are some other ones. Again, if you come across something with a transom and some side lights and stuff, you can start to design the units right from there. You could say design this unit. But if you do that, just remember, as always, make sure you go in here and get your sizing all put in right so that you can continue and make sure that you're building the correct size unit. All right.